I'm sure a lot of you guys know that recently there's a lot of controversy that's surrounding Sylvia Chan, and she is the co-founder and CEO of Night Owl Cinematics, which is a very popular YouTube channel in Singapore. So far, other than a short apology post on her Instagram, Sylvia has remained silent. But today, for the first time since the saga started, Sylvia is going to appear on video, giving an exclusive interview to me to give her side of the story as well as to answer some hard questions. No matter how much you dislike Sylvia, I believe that she has a right to say her piece. I mean, even murderers have their day in court, right? And after hearing what she has to say, it's up to you guys to make your own judgment. For this interview, I won't be going easy on her. It will be my job to ask all of the difficult questions and hope to get some of the answers that you guys are seeking. Also, I just want to stress that this interview is entirely produced by my own team. Okay, I'm not being paid by NOC or Sylvia in any way. She does not know the questions I'm going to be asking beforehand, and she doesn't get any vetting or editing rights in what is the final piece that's going to be published. Okay, so with that said, let's get started. Alright guys, so we have Sylvia here with us. Hi, thanks for coming down today.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think like before we start the interview proper, right, we give everyone, like the audience, a little recap of what has happened so far. Because it has been quite confusing, there's so many things that happened. When did this whole thing start again?
This whole thing actually started on the 30th of September, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, that has been quite a while already.
I think it's more than 3 weeks.
Okay, more than 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And a lot of things have unfolded. So, okay, I'll do the recap, then you let me know if I'm wrong. Okay? Because I cannot remember every single thing. So it first started with the TikTok account, the anonymous account. Is it called sgcickenrice as well?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So sgcickenrice posted several screenshots of what looks like Glassdoor reviews, right? So at first it was just about how NOC is a toxic work environment and how you are generally a bad boss. There has also been allegations of you cheating on Ryan, right? And then suddenly this TikTok account got banned. They moved to Instagram, where things started to blow up even more because there were more. This time around, there were leaked screenshots of chats, right? Of you calling one of your talents Samantha, right? A fuckface, with an audio clip as well. And then there were also screenshots of you sort of being abusive towards your employees by using vulgarities, like in chats about them, or stuff like that lah. Okay, so after this, everything started to blow up even more because then the NOC talents started to come out and give their side of the story as well, and they responded. In which sgcickenrice then reposted all these things, right?
Yeah.
And then subsequently, there was a Ryan Appreciation Day.
Yeah.
Right? A Ryan Appreciation Day. And there were many posts praising Ryan about how he's the hero behind NOC and kind of helping the talents sort of fight this evil boss, which is you lah. Okay, and then the media covered it as well. Okay. And then NOC, if I'm not wrong, NOC released a lawyer's statement on their Instagram page. And this caused quite a few people to get quite upset because the statement didn't address anything about you. It just said that there's a smear campaign against NOC and that NOC is planning to take legal action. Subsequently, you then posted your apology post on Instagram. Okay, and there was some radio silence for a few days. And then a new Marshall News article came out first. Marshall News article. Where the NOC talents are talking about how you're a bad boss, right? So, and then there was another blog post that came out, and this one is very, very detailed with a lot of explosive information with screenshots, alleging a lot of things about Sylvia, and we're going to ask her questions about all of that later on. So then there were police reports, okay? At this point, there were police reports made against Sylvia. Sylvia has also made police reports against sgcickenrice, right? Or the people behind the account, whatever. And it also started lawsuits. There were some lawyers' letters back and forth, right? But nothing really is happening right now with that. Okay. Okay, so that's where we are right now at this point in time. And so far, you have sort of not really given your side to everything. Yeah. So today we're gonna go into that. But I think, you know, my first set of questions would be to give people a better understanding of how NOC is like and how it's run and how your marriage is interlinked to all these things, right? To your workplace. So maybe you can let everyone know, like, in NOC, how is NOC run? What do you do? What does Ryan do?
Okay. I think, thanks for giving me an easy question to start. This is easy for me to answer. NOC has always been run at first it is all for fun, right? And after that, there are clients, right? And then when there's clients, you have to do the work, right? I think I have always been the external facing person, right? I've always been the one that go to meet the clients, close the deals for the clients, basically bring in the money, you know, and make sure like whatever we promise to the clients, it's delivered. In a sense, I'm like, you can call me account manager, you can call me sales manager, you can call me BD, right? I'm just generally a very external facing person. In all my years in NOC, right? I just bring in the dough, right? And I guess Ryan was just really closer to everyone else in the company because he is internal, right? That is how it has always worked until our divorce, right? You saw our divorce video.
Yes.
I thought that it was time to really expand in the sense that we need to have data people. We need to have like bigger functions. Basically, we need to expand because I don't want to run like a family friend
Business,
thing anymore because if
you
not,
guys were really raking in the money lah.
It's not just that. It's, more and more bigger clients are coming in.
Right.
And you cannot like say, this is the way we work. You have to hit a certain market standard after a certain point.
Be more professional lah.
Yes, right. So that was, I think, when the struggle came about. I feel like they wanted to do output that was fun to them, but it wasn't profitable.
Okay.
So I wanted to split up the team. I think that was why there's so much struggle.
Okay.
Because he's just saying like, oh, this team things is like making everybody no longer friends,
Okay.
For me, I'm like, no leh, like, for example, like some of the teams, they thrive very well because now there's more sense of ownership, and then it's also clearer what, like you finish your video of the day, that like you're done what.
But there is talk that you own 51% and Ryan owns 49%, right? So like, doesn't that mean that you should get the final say?
Okay, so this is actually something that's very tricky. Okay, it's very business, right? So I am a CEO, right? A CEO works for a company. You get a pay and you're paid as a CEO. You are employed by the company, right? But there is one person who holds an authority, and the ultimate authority, that is the director of the company.
Okay.
And NOC sole director has always been Ryan.
But Ryan is also a shareholder.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So then in that sense, he does have final say, not you.
Yes. So I mean, to be very honest, what does director or like what does Ryan hold that I don't hold is, let's say our bank, our checks is all in his name.
Okay.
So I cannot sign checks because the check is one signature only. The bank token, things like that, I don't have.
Okay. Was it decided during the divorce that Ryan was to be the sole director, or has it always been this way?
Prior to our divorce, I don't think I was even in Accra at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It has always...
Okay.
Yeah. It has...
It's always been Ryan's company when you guys set it up. Your name was not in there at all.
No.
Is it because you're Malaysian or what?
No, I think it's because we were married.
Okay.
So I felt like, I mean, I don't know, like maybe I was young, right? I felt like, I'm married, right? They always say, if you break up, you naturally get half, ma. But during the divorce, right, I got 51% because I told him that we're divorcing already. So like, you got to put my name somewhere already because I don't have that, you're my husband thing to protect me anymore.
Right.
And all these years, you have been paid the most in the company, and I was more like a worker kind of vibe in the eyes of law.
Okay.
Right. That, then I asked for it, law.
And he was agreeable to give you 51%.
I think, yes, he was agreeable giving 51% because of some reasons.
Why not 50-50?
Because it's a very impasse situation so that we both don't fuck each other up.
Okay. So it's a sort of like that's
like,
compromise.
Like I give you the higher share, but I hold the rights. You don't get a bang. So in a way you still cannot fuck me up.
Okay, I get that. Okay. The blog post also says that like Ryan isn't drawing a salary. Is that right?
I think in the history of NOC, right, Ryan's salary has always been higher than mine. In fact, at least twice of mine.
Twice of yours?
Yes. The only time that our pay became equal is after the divorce.
Okay.
My pay was raised and his one was cut. It was also because during COVID, right? So we decided to make that balance.
And he was agreeable to that. So he was quite nice during the divorce settlement in that sense.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, it was really like, oh, how to say? It was really like, oh, now we are equals lah. You know,
okay.
that sort of vibe.
Okay.
So, yeah, talent work that I have done in NOC for the previous years, right? I don't take a single cent as well.
This is part of you, like as an influencer, like let's say, so you advertise for this cushion brand, you don't get paid a single cent.
No,
it all goes to NOC, and you get paid a monthly salary.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter how much ads you bring in.
Correct.
Why would you agree with that?
Because he was my husband, and
you guys get dividends, right?
No, so we put all the money in the company so that we have funds to like incubate programs, like new programs that we always have.
Okay.
Right? So yeah, it was that sort of arrangement that where I think there was a lot of trust from my part.
In all the Zoom meetings and stuff like that, it seems as if, or there's this illusion rather, that I don't know whether it's true or not, that you are the big boss in the NOC. Nobody can override you. You are sort of bullying everybody. You are slave driving the employees, and Ryan has no say, and he is just trying his best to protect them, but he can't do anything. Is that true?
What? Which part do you want me to answer for this question?
Well, is it true that you are the big boss and you get to make the decisions?
I would say, right, the roles are divided very, very clearly. Okay? And we all know who holds the real purse strings of the company and who signs on the biggest thing, right? And it's not me. Okay, what I do, what I can tell you today, if you want to ask me about my company, I can tell you what's our growth. I can tell you how much money I bring in.
Okay,
I can
sure,
tell you I can tell you which of my verticals is making money, which is not making money. How many percent each vertical is making money? That's my job.
Oh, okay. So you're not going to actually tell me. Okay, then.
No, like that is my job, right?
Okay.
To make sure that this vertical is profitable. If this is not profitable, we need to cut this vertical.
Okay.
Like I am that person.
Right. Who is in charge of making talent stay late then? They are complaining that they are overworked, right? They are not going home at 7. Nobody's respecting their time.
To be very honest, I do believe that the media industry in general have very flexible timing.
Okay, I would agree with that.
And like, what time are we shooting this now?
Yeah, it's true. It's late in the night. Okay.
So if the client asks for something, okay, for example, I can say, right, if we send in something, subtitle wrong. Client say, hey, hello, tomorrow release your subtitle like this. Are we supposed to say, we are very tired, like, we have to reflect it and give it back to the client. Honestly, I can tell you the truth. I feel it's very unfair that they're blaming me because my job is to ensure that you submit. I don't do the operations.
Well, but do you give very unrealistic timelines to people then? I mean, it's your job to go and tell the client, cannot be done lah. It's ridiculous. My staff will be overworked like mad. So do you feel that that's your fault?
I feel that there are jobs that sometimes is really very tight. And then there are jobs, we also know there are seasons where we're slacking around doing fun videos because that season really no client. Okay. It's a give and a take, right? We all know when it's crunch time, year end. Right?
11.
Yeah, this sort of time, we know what is crunch time. And then we know sometimes there's really nothing to do. It kind of seems like it's a very one-sided way to look at the whole industry and the whole schedule of the whole year. Right? Because it makes it seem like the whole year is like this.
Okay.
That's not true.
Okay, so let's talk about this alleged lawsuit that's going on. So is it true that there's a lawsuit? Because it has been stated on sgcickenrice. What is this lawsuit?
Yeah. The truth of the matter is there has been no lawsuit.
Okay.
I have not sued Ryan. Okay. We have brought in lawyers to discuss certain things, right? But I have not sued anybody. Me and Ryan tried to settle things among ourselves for the longest time. Obviously, right, because we have a divorce video that wasn't amicable. And we did try our very best to keep things very amicable. But obviously, life changed, right? And then he has new plans and things like that, right? Which honestly, he did certain things that I did not agree with.
Can you tell us those things?
So you know Reno King, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So where do you watch Reno King?
NOC, got an NOC channel, right?
What happened was I actually found out that Ryan incorporated Reno King as his own company sometime in April
Okay.
behind my back.
Okay.
It was supposed to be something that belongs to the company as part of like another new brand that we incubate. For example, Sugar Melon is owned by NOC.
Right.
The Thursday Sisters is my podcast, right? And I run it, right? But it's also owned by NOC.
Okay.
Because
it's all put under your channel.
No, Thursday Sisters
Yes,
is not even under the NOC channel. But because we use like the same manpower, the resources, the office,
employees. Okay.
Yes, right? So we have always put it under the whole umbrella.
Okay.
Right? So what happened was that I found out he did that and we had a huge quarrel because I felt like there was no trust. You're doing things behind my back. We were supposed to be like amicable.
So you're saying that he has a separate company for Reno King, which means that all of the profits or revenue that comes from Reno King goes to that company, not to NOC.
Yes.
And do you get any percentage of that at all?
So initially at the start, right, he was like, oh, let's work out a deal, so that, we still, like, you still own something, because it's after all NOC, right? Like we could work out something.
Okay.
But what changed was like, after I found out, I was like, you put it 100% under you, like, we even have our account managers at the start, right, managing his jobs and passing all the jobs over to him, and things like that. He was still using the NOC email. I just felt like this is a very big breach of what we agreed as business partner.
Okay.
We are no longer one entity, you need to be accountable to
That's
me
right.
now.
Okay. So, I mean, there has been talk about you misappropriating funds, but isn't this kind of him doing the same thing? Because you can't use company resources to work on your own venture, right?
Exactly why when the negotiations broke down, right, I said that I will not agree to this, right? And then that's when he said, speak to my lawyer, right?
But what do you want from this? You want Reno King to be a subsidiary under NOC?
Yes, because, I mean, nobody feels that it's an entity by itself. So what happened is that I got my lawyer to write a without prejudice kind of letter to Ryan that whatever you have done with Reno King is a big breach of director fiduciary duties.
Okay.
Right? And he has also done a few other things that is a serious breach of the company.
Are you going to share with us?
For example, a small one could be, he has a Ryan Promo Heaven, that's his Telegram channel, right?
Okay, yeah.
Right? He is a talent under NOC and his jobs are managed by NOC, right? But he deals with all those deals on his own. Without the company. And some of these, as a company, you can't do that if you're under management.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the few things.
How do you think that this saga that's happening with you right now, this sort of smear campaign or what you want to call it, against you, will it affect the outcome of that pre-lawsuit?
It might look like a smear campaign or hate account on Instagram, right? On me. But people don't know that on my other end, right? It is a time where I have to meet Ryan for lawyers for discussion over this thing, which I'm keeping very quiet because it's none of anybody's business, right?
Yeah.
Like we want to split, we quietly split, right? On my professional life and in my personal life, I was facing very difficult things to deal with.
Yeah.
Right? And the thing is, it is so coincidental that both keeps coming. So one day before I was supposed to meet Ryan for a meeting, right, to discuss like the terms, right? That was when the audio recording dropped.
Okay. And you believe he's linked?
At that time, I just told myself I am so bloody unlucky because here I am trying to prepare stuff for the lawyer stuff tomorrow. And here I have the audio recording from God knows who. And I am vulgar AF in real life.
I do know that.
Right?
And Sylvia is a very straightforward person, basically.
Right? I mean, especially when I get emotional, right? Then I talk with very strong words, right? So I was just struggling. And at first I thought it was a coincidence. But then slowly, it just seems like every time I have to deal with a lawyer, a new fresh set of things will come up.
I guess the very important question that everyone wants to know, do you know who is behind the SG Chicken Rice account then?
I don't know. Until now, I don't know. But I think it's also important to look at the other people who are leaking all these things.
Can you give us some names then?
I think if you are going names, sure, right?
Okay.
Isabel is somebody who has spoken out very strongly
That's
against
a
me.
BP, right?
Yes,
Okay.
right.
Who is Isabel?
Isabel was an NOC talent
Okay.
that left with him to Reno King.
So now she is very close to Ryan.
Yes, she has always been close. She has been closer to Ryan ever since they went to Taiwan together.
Okay.
Yeah, after my divorce.
Why did they go to Taiwan together?
I think they went to Taiwan together on a...
Road trip or?
No. It was
Holiday.
a... How to say? He was divorcing me, right? And he says he need to clear his mind, right? So he wanted to bring two of his closest friends, right?
Okay.
So he went with Grace and Isabel,
Okay.
right? And I think he paid for the trip for them.
How do you know this?
At least a huge majority, because he asked me and I said, yes, babe, you should treat them.
Okay. But you don't have receipts of this lah.
I have WhatsApp chats when I said,
Okay.
babe, go treat them.
Okay.
Yeah.
At that point, do you suspect there's anything going on between them?
That is such a difficult question to answer.
I mean, I feel like you're leading me there, so I just have to ask. I mean, after all, Ryan is dating Sherilyn right now, right? And has been for how long? So this is before Sherilyn.
Yes, this is before Sherilyn.
Okay.
And I say it's hard because you need to know that me and Ryan, we were together for 10 years, right? The same way that he will know a lot of things that I've done that I might not be proud of, the same way I will know the same of him. You know? And I cannot answer that question for you so simply because the fact is, am I sure that he has done nothing with them? I don't know.
Okay.
Based on my experience, he could.
But surely you know who has leaked the group chats and some are private chats. You would know who are behind it, right? And is it a group of people or do you think who do you think it is?
Okay. I am privy to these group chats. I'm privy to who are in these group chats, right? These are groups of different kind of people, right? But you do see a few names that comes up over and over again as a common name in these group chats, right? But however, the thing is, I cannot pinpoint and tell you who is it, you know, because there's just so many people, right? And I think I also question because, how do I say it? The fact that they're leaking such things, and I don't know if people see it, but there's so much hate against me that I do question myself, what have I done that can make anybody hate me so much?
And what's your answer to that?
And the answer is that apart from some very selected people, right, it doesn't make sense that you have such a personal vendetta against just a random person. No, even if you really hate your boss, right, you work for her 2 years, you leave, she's out of your life, you are happy, you know, you live your own next best life, you know. Like, I keep questioning myself, like, what is the end goal here? Right? Like, you have hurt me, you have already hurt me, right? My reputation is already down the drain.
Okay, that's fair, yeah.
Right? When from my apology, everybody knows I make money as an influencer. I'm really stepping down as an influencer. I have no form of income in that sense anymore.
Okay.
And my question is that not enough? Right? And I keep asking myself, why does this person really want to
Completely destroy?
Yeah, completely destroy me. And the only possible reason I can come up is I have to think logically, who has a motive, who has anything to gain from me being destroyed totally, right? And I think it's just very coincidental, right, that it just so happens that me and Ryan are working out our commercial split.
Okay. So you think that Ryan does have something to do with this? Together with a group of people?
I think Ryan does have something to gain from this.
Okay. And who are this group of people that are involved in this? The people who have leaked the chats?
People who have leaked the chats, to be very honest, I think anybody can see. Just go to Ryan's Instagram, right? You'll see all of them peppered everywhere, right? His best friend, Edmund, okay?
He's in some of the chats?
From Isabel
Isabel, okay.
to Grace.
Grace, okay.
to Nicole.
And all these are Ryan's very close friends.
I would say Nicole and Samantha are very close to Isabel, and Isabel is pretty much Ryan's best friend. We all know that.
Like, does destroying you publicly help him in the settlement of the separation of assets?
I think, without going too deep into the law, as a director of a company, you really got fiduciary duties on. You really have to do everything in your power to protect your business on. You cannot do anything that is to eat your business. You cannot anything that is like in competition with your business. You cannot. You just cannot. Right? There's laws in Singapore to protect against that. Right? And that is my strongest ground when I send him that lawyer letter. And that is something that he cannot fight. I know legally he cannot fight that.
Like, what is the end goal here?
I think
To destroy you so that you don't fight against him?
I think so. If there, I mean, this is my personal opinion, right? Because I have so many stories in my head, right? I mean, if I'm very destroyed, and I am, right? And the sentiment now is Ryan Appreciation Day. He's Reno King. People are promoting it now.
For free?
Yes, to say go and subscribe because it's Ryan's channel, you know. Even his Reno King videos on the NOC channels are, it is immune to all these attacks.
Okay. I feel like this light bulb just like, you know, because personally when I'm looking at this thing, it is so, if it's truly not organic, right? It's not like, I think a lot of the general public would think that it is kind of organic, like because people just hate Sylvia. Of course, naturally, one day this will come out against her. And when one person starts the ball rolling, more and more people start complaining about you. That's natural course of things. But it does seem like a very well planned out thing. And the waves of attack and all that. And now that you mention, you know, like maybe it is a campaign. I wouldn't know also. I'm sure there are parts of it that's maybe organic as well.
So now most people really wouldn't know. But this whole fight with me started because Ryan wants an exit from NOC. Okay, he wants me to buy him out at a very, very high price. A high price that will not let my company be able to run anymore.
Can you reveal the price or no?
Cannot, but it's in the millions. And he wants that. And if I give that to him, I don't think the companies can survive in COVID. That is the main point of our whole argument. And why the lawyers are going back and forth. He wants a high price and he wants also the things that he wants. Such as Reno King. So that was what I do not agree on. And why we're fighting. So halfway while we're fighting all this, right? The drama happened. And during the drama that happened, I think everybody knows that he claimed he has resigned as a director of NOC. And you know, he's absolved of all the wrongdoings that is coming to me, correct?
Yes.
Right? Like he already said, right, I resigned. Every publication, right, every interview he has said that he's resigned, right? But even until today, he is actually still the sole director of NOC. Right? And you must be wondering, why did he say that then? It's because on 1st October, I received an email that he's requesting our company secretary backdate his resignation to 8 May.
But on a day-to-day basis, is he still going to the office? Like after May? Is he still working on projects?
No, so he on his own, what happened was that he got a new Reno King office without anybody's knowledge. Right? So that is also another thing why I think he wants to backdate the resignation. Because if we successfully agree during this whole drama, right, that we allow this backdating and we process it, right, it would have meant that he has breached no director fiduciary duties. And Reno King can be claimed as his solo venture.
Just now you mentioned a buyout. How would this smear campaign, because my question to you is, would this smear campaign it affect the outcome of your lawsuit? So you haven't really told me how it would affect the lawsuit.
Let's say NOC is $10, right? Ryan has 49%, right? So I must pay him $4.90, right? To buy him out. So if MOC is in deep shit, our stock values go down to $5, right? Now, our shares are worth half the money. Correct? And you might be thinking, it doesn't make sense, what?
Yeah,
then I can buy him cheaper,
yeah,
right?
correct.
But this smear campaign completely ruins my reputation. Everybody now is not only asking me to step down as a talent, they want me to step down as a CEO, just step down and just leave this whole company. You know what happens when that happens? He will be able to buy me out at the half price.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Do you know? Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not worthy to lead anymore.
Right.
The next most worthy person would be him. And to save the company, he will kick this unworthy person out.
And let's say you are unwilling to let him buy you out, then you are left with a sinking ship that is worth nothing anyway.
Yes.
So your only way out is to at least get some money from him. Even at half price.
Yes, I mean, like, at this point, I don't even know what I want to do. At this point, I'm just really struggling to keep the company afloat. I mean, the fact of life is we have lost a lot of deals.
Can you tell us, like, how much?
I think within the first, we're not even talking about until now, right? Within the first week, we already lost 250K of deals that are paused.
$250,000. Okay.
No, essentially, you understand this company has a lot of people. We have a lot of projects. It's really not just me, you know.
I understand that. Yeah.
I know it's very easy to say, oh, I care for the people and I'm fighting for this. But it's not. If you really are fighting and you care for the people, you will know the company has lost this amount of money. And you know our payroll is how much. You know, we have 40 over people. Where do I get money to fund these people's salary in the middle of, like, I mean, the situation now?
That is really tough. Yeah.
I am really also stuck on the professional front, trying to make sure the deals still go through, you know. And I know they paint me as, oh, everybody has left, right? But there are still 30 over people left in the company now who are still doing their job, trying to tank through this shit together with me. Right? And the fact is, people say, oh, why don't these people speak up? Who dares to speak up? I am the shit of Singapore now. No, nobody is going to associate with me. I even tell you, you dare to do this interview with me, you go to shit, you know, Xiaxue.
I'm trying to be more neutral lah. So
no, I know.
Yeah.
Do you think people are not going to say Xiaxue, you piece of shit? You're citing this piece of shit today by letting her have a space to talk? You think you're not going to get into shit? Everybody gets into shit as long as they're associated with me today, isn't it? That is cancel culture, isn't it? And the fact is, talents who stay, right? They're quietly staying, but I'm not going to ask them to speak out. I'm not going to... These people have shown me such loyalty at a time that I have nothing, you know. Do you think I'm going to tell them to put themselves in the line of fire? And say, hey, anyway, I've got a lot of bullets on me. I take some. Why would I do that to people who are loyal to me?
yeah.
I'm stuck in such a bad place.
So what is the plan for NOC now then? Like,
the whole thing is, I don't know what the website wants, right? They say that they just want people to leave, you know? You know, they want people to leave without...
okay. That's the website wishes that you would allow talents to leave NOC. But now the current situation is everyone knows that many talents have said that they had left. Can they actually leave? They are bound by a contract, right?
So that's the thing, right? You know talent contracts, you know talent agreement. NOC's talent agreement is as normal a talent agreement as any other media company, right? That you're tied during this management. This sum comes in, this sum goes out, right?
Correct.
And what...
For a certain amount of time.
Exactly, right? And what these people want to do is to cut short whatever bond they have with the company. And we all know talents, right? We can groom them, you know, we can make them famous a bit, you know, like can give them opportunities, work with top brands and whatnot, right? But they truly only start making, you know, like more money when they're more like mature and like have a branding.
Of course,
right?
yeah.
And for these talents to leave when they are prime at this stage,
That's a loss for the company.
it's definitely a loss for the company, and people don't see that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that is something that only people in the industry will know lah and understand.
Right. You're not going to get famous overnight.
But they cannot leave. But at this point, you don't have any money to sue them for a breach of contract either.
Correct. And at this time, they're all claiming that, oh, the company is in shit. I do not want ties. I want to leave ASAP. I don't want any claims against me. So again, these smear campaigns allows for this sort of things to happen.
I just want to come from a more skeptic point of view. Ryan, you know, started NOC together with you. It
Yes.
is his baby as well.
Yes.
When and if he is indeed like one of the masterminds behind this smear campaign, why would he destroy his own baby?
Okay, I think the Ryan that I know is very different from the Ryan that the public knows. It's even different from the Ryan that you know.
Okay.
Okay. And from my understanding of that person, I think he is an emotional person that if he's unable to fight and win the company on legal grounds, right? I think he wouldn't mind to destroy it. I think it's a case of, to me, if I cannot have this toy, then you also cannot have it, no? And then if you walk out with a shitty reputation, you can no longer survive. I walk out as the hero. I have the end game here, what? You know? I can start whatever it is and everybody's gonna support me and you can just go and die.
Okay. I mean, okay, so far these are speculations, of course.
I mean,
right?
they're definitely speculations because, like I said, it's just an assault after an assault after an assault on me in every way. So
now that we have sort of like talked about, you know, the people behind the smear campaign, I think we can move on to talk about this workplace abuse that you have been accused of. So, like, you know, one of the things that really stood out to me was when Jian Hao was asked his opinion on this whole saga on his live stream. He mentioned that he thinks this is an extreme case of good cop, bad cop, right?
yeah.
And that you kind of develop a persona of being extra mean to sort of, because Ryan is such a nice guy and he's easily pushed over. Would you agree with that statement, or do you think that's an excuse for your nasty behavior rather?
You know, Xiaxue, I want to say, when I did my apology letter, okay, throughout this whole saga, that day was actually the hardest day of my life. Because I really took a step back and looked at this person, right? And I know that person is not me anymore, you know? It's me playing this bad cop. I think I've turned into this like whole terrible person that I don't want to be. I never want to be, but I don't know why I became that person.
Were you never like this last time? Because you said that you have stayed authentic.
So on one hand, right, yes, I may be crass, right? Yes, on one hand, I may be vulgar, right? But I have never been so angry and so hateful. And that was the reason why, like, recently I went for like therapy, recently I went for a lot of sessions, right? To tell them that I've become a person that I don't want to be and I'm very ashamed and I don't want to live my life continuously as this person.
Why do you turn into that person?
I don't know why, but I think throughout the years, it just became like I felt the need to become like that to protect, I don't know, the business, to protect Ryan, to protect so many things.
Why is there a need to protect Ryan though?
There was a point in time when, at the start, right, when a few talents left, right, and then Ryan went into like really depression, right, and he felt like he was very betrayed and people were hurting him. And as his wife, then I truly believe that was so.
Okay.
Right, that he was a nice guy, right, a sweet guy, right, and he wants the best for everybody. So I don't get why would anybody maybe betray him.
I think that, you know, people watching this, they'll be like, that's not an excuse for you to be a nasty person.
That is not. That is not.
But you, according to your apology letter that you post on Instagram, like you want to change for the better lah. And
I want and I have, because that is a tiring way to live.
Would you say that like when have you started this change then? You said that you have changed.
I think it started maybe this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started to be a nicer boss to people.
No, at that point in time, right? Maybe last year, right? I was chain smoking. I smoked 2 packs of cigarette a day.
I've seen that. It's terrible. Okay.
And like every single second, I'm just sucking on a cigarette, you know? And I felt one day I just took a step back and I'm like, who is this crazy person? Like the house is literally like ashtray, cigarette, I was looking and I'm like, this person is crazy already, you know? And that was when I quit smoking. I went to therapy. And now I feel like I've improved. Right?
And that's why you say the apology is very hard, because you had to look back on this person that you didn't even recognize at that time.
Yes.
Okay.
This person that I'm very, very ashamed of. That I've tried so hard to stop being that person. And now people are saying that
you are still that person.
yes.
Okay.
And that's why it's so hard. I feel like I want a chance to move on. I thought that the divorce video, you know, or us, you know, separating or whatever, right? That we can be professional now and I can move on as my own person, a person that I want to be, right? But I keep getting dragged back into Sylvia version shit. You know, I don't want to be Sylvia version shit anymore.
Okay.
Ryan is very uncomfortable showing that he is a not nice person.
Okay.
He has to be the nicest guy in the room, right? It doesn't mean that he's not angry sometimes. He is. There are many times where he's angry with certain things, certain people, right? But he will entrust me to do the scolding. And it's something that I do very willingly, right? Because I have to protect my good court, right? You know? And he always sounds like he's very hurt, you know? So I'm like, you know, this person really bully you. I'm going to fuck him. I'm going to fuck him up for you. You know, it was really like that. You know, you always...
And is he actually really hurt?
It was many, many, many years of him behaving like this. And then me saying that this is not good for my mental health, that's why I asked for the divorce.
Okay.
Right? But you know what it means, right? It's this child that's like, he's always sad, he's always bullied, this person did this to him again today, he is hurt.
Okay.
And then because I love him, I'll go fuck the person up, you know?
Okay. A bit like a mother hen.
Yeah, and then I don't know what happened and I just became this very angry person against everyone.
I guess we can kind of see a little bit of Ryan, you know, with what he writes on his social media about like wanting to commit suicide, you know, after the divorce and everything.
I don't want to talk about the suicide actually, but now that you mention it, Ryan has tried committing suicide so many times.
Many times.
Many times.
And never succeeded. What do you mean? You think it's for show or like what?
I think when you're in a relationship and you really love somebody and the person commits suicide, or says that he attempted to, do you know how it feels?
That's a bit scary lah.
I think a lot of people don't know how I feel because there are days where you think that he's gonna die. There are times when I run around the house thinking that he has killed himself. And I think it's me, it's because I didn't protect him.
Okay.
And it was this once he came back like wet and he said he tried to kill himself in Yishun Dam. And when these kind of things happen all the time, you will protect this person one. Whatever he tells you to do, you will do one. Because you just don't want him to die.
Okay, you said he tried to commit suicide many times. How many times?
I think he has always said that he did it multiple times, but I think among our private relationship, I think, I don't know, all the time.
Like more than 50, 100, 20?
I think he has never, it was either he's very depressed or he might commit suicide. But if you're talking about like big ones that people are actually, you know, I think people who are close friends to us have been a part of the Ryan suicide watch. And I don't want to make fun of it, okay? I don't want, because it's actually very scary when these things happen. But after a while, I felt very, very trapped. I don't know if people are going to hate me for saying this, but they hate me anyway already. But I felt very manipulated. Like, because you always kill yourself, so I will do law, you know? If I don't do, you might kill yourself, right? And you are very hurt, right? So I cannot be the one that hurts you more, right?
Okay.
Because I'm your wife, you know? I'm supposed to be the one who loves you most.
That is a side of the marriage that people don't really know about lah. I think we can talk a little bit more about the marriage, okay? So like, you know, in the divorce video, you also mentioned that, you know, you guys were great friends, right? And then you still treat Ryan as family. Is it still the same right now, would you say? Okay, well, that's a stupid question. I guess the answer is no. Huh?
No, actually, okay. In a very sick way. In a really very sick way. And I don't know why I'm like this, okay? In a very, very sick way. Yesterday I was telling my brother, I'm very sad this has to happen. No, I am very sad. I'm very, very sad, really. Right? But what if this video go out and he commits suicide?
Okay.
You know? And I always don't want to say because
that's a bit scary. Yeah.
no, what if it happens? He has always threatened, and I've seen some, you know, that it happens. He's somebody who cannot have people hate on him one. He cannot take it. Right? And I'm only saying this because people are forcing me to say all this, right? I have no way to run already. Right? And I always kept quiet. Because what if everybody start pointing their finger at Ryan now and say, oh my god, actually it's him. And I'm very afraid that as I'm telling you this, what might happen?
What do you think?
I don't know, Xiaxue. I'm very scared.
Okay.
This has always been my biggest fear. You don't want somebody to die because of you.
But you also have your people that you need to protect lah, like NOC staff, you know. It's not just about you, ma.
I know.
There's so many people implicated in this thing.
I know. That is why I feel the need to speak up.
Right.
But I know if I speak up, this will come out.
It's up to the audience also to decide on whether they believe you or don't, right? Because a lot of things is he say, she say. We don't know what is the truth. And, you know, this is your side of the story. So we don't know what the outcome of this video will be anyway. Yes. Okay, so let's not talk about that because it's Sylvia out.
But if you all hate me, I can take it one. Yeah. No, I really can take it. I have 10 years of great experience.
Okay.
And few experience tanking hate.
So you and Ryan, you got married at a very young age, right?
Yes, 22.
Ryan was how old?
Same.
And you guys were so in love back then that it's just kind of like, you know, hard to imagine that two people were so in love that they wanted to spend the rest of their life together, you know, maybe start family together. Yeah. They started a business together. It was the perfect love story, right? When did this kind of like break down? And do you kind of regret starting NOC? Maybe if you didn't, then, you know, you would still have a happy marriage right now.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the truth, right? Is that we have never had a happy marriage.
Then why get married in the first place? You tell Kia?
No. At the start, yes. Right. And then, remember he had a restaurant? Right?
I don't know that. Okay.
Right, at the very start before NOC, right? I feel like I'm very forced to say this right now because I need to protect myself from whatever the world is throwing at me. But the fact is, at that time, Ryan cheated on me.
At the start? Before marriage?
1-2 years into the marriage.
Okay.
Right?
Cheated on you?
Yes.
With who? And do you have any proof of that?
He cheated me with a waitress at the restaurant that he was starting with his friends. Right? And it hurt me a lot because the restaurant wasn't making money. And at that time, I really helped out for free as a wife.
Okay.
He cheated with the waitress while I was washing plates, right? In the restaurant.
Legit, having sex while you were washing plates?
No, as in like, I was washing plates and he was, I don't know, he always say send her back, send her here, send her there.
You know, okay, I just want to pause here for a while.
Right.
To say that I just think it's so unfair because, not that I'm trying to cite you or anything, but any other woman saying that her husband has cheated on her, people will not say, do you have proof? Right? But now, I feel like the audience will be like, do you have proof of this cheating? Like, how do you know?
So it was one day when I felt like they really had something going on, right? And then that was the day where I think I almost died. Okay, like mentally almost died. So I found he has an email with this girl. Okay. And I was like, why is this email so strange? Alright, so the girl's name started R. Okay, he's also R, right? So Ryan actually have this email that they write love letters to each other, and then they send it via email. And the email account was called R and R at, I don't know, hotmail or gmail.com, right? So one day, I was just able to log in it, right, using the password, and then I saw all that. And I think that was a day where
崩溃.
Babe, you don't know what is 崩溃 until you see that. And I laugh now because it's so long ago. But I think his mom also knew about it. Like we argued a lot about it. And that was his first cheating, right? Which at that time I was young.
Okay.
And I said, I thought as a good wife, I should just suck it up and like forgive him and move on. Right? And then throughout NOC, right? And this is really my fault because of work, I painted ourselves as such a good couple. I know that our branding is very good in that sense because we have always made it that way. And now everybody knows that I was lying the whole time and we were lying the whole time. But we never had a happy marriage because he has always had something to do with the girls in NOC. And that's why I said I don't want to say all this. I've always kept my silence because I'm going to implicate the whole fucking world.
Okay, this is really just fucking bombshell after bombshell. Okay, I haven't even gotten to the waitress thing yet. I feel like I need to get to the bottom of this first and then mentally prepare myself for the NOC part. Okay, so let's finish the waitress thing. So you found out they broke up. You forgave. Move on. Okay, and how did he respond to that? Did he say, "I'm never gonna cheat on you again"?
Yeah.
Okay. And then it just moved on from there, but you were not trusting from that on. Would you say you're one of those paranoid wives who are always checking phones and stuff like that?
I think, no, I was not very paranoid.
Even after the first time? Why?
I don't know, Xiaxue. My mom always say, right, you need to...
Chill the fuck out?
No, like you need to take care of your husband if you're a wife.
Your mother put you into all this actually.
No, it's not.
Because with this terrible mindset, it's just like giving, right? So, I mean, if what you say is real lah. So, okay, so this thing happened. Then Ryan started NOC.
Yes.
And then there were a lot of female talents, especially from the start.
Yes.
NOC was kind of known for big tits girls. How does that make you feel?
I think it was okay until I realized that Ryan was repeating his behavior. And by repeating his behavior, I think he has a very specific pattern, which is he'll start to say he wants to send people home.
Okay.
No, because... And then I start becoming very paranoid whenever he wants to send a person home.
Why don't you just tag along? You say yourself?
Okay, so...
Or you offer to drive?
No, so that's the thing, right? At the start I did. I would say that I also want to tag along. And then he'll actually get angry with me and say that I don't trust him, even though I say I forgive him. So why am I being paranoid again? So because of that, then I really became very paranoid. And how to say it? That he has a lot of best friends in NOC throughout the years.
Best friends meaning like he's very close, extra close to some of the talents.
Yes, extra close to certain talents.
Female
talents.
Okay.
And yeah, it has been like that throughout the whole time. And I guess also maybe I'm very angry because on set, he will always favor them.
Okay.
Even off set, he always favors them. Like he'll send them home even though it's really late at night. If they get drunk at Zouk, he'll pick them up. If their car breaks down, he will leave me and whatever we're doing to go and help them. He will go have long dinners without me, with them. And it's all in the name of we're just close friends.
Okay. I guess one of the girls that like Ryan famously favors all the rest is Aurelia. Was there anything going on?
There has been a huge argument between us for a long time. When we divorced, I did ask him to come clean with me, right? And he has always said that we were just really close because we understand each other. We are really close, but Xiaxue, you do not fetch a person home every single night when you don't even live in Jurong West, you know, it is nowhere near Shun Lu.
Okay, at this point, would you still love Ryan?
At this point, I think I was very stuck because I know that we have come up with this thing that we are the couple.
Golden couple.
We're a very happy couple. And then, on another hand, I really want to believe.
Okay. You have never personally told Aurelia, like, back the fuck off?
I have never told her that. Yeah.
How do you treat her though? I mean, just, you know, as you kind of are the person who's client facing, so you get to decide whether Aurelia gets a job.
And
do you make sure that she doesn't get a job?
No, I've always been objective that way.
Why would you do that?
I always think for the channel and I always think for the work, right? And if the client feels like she's the best, then I will still use her.
Oh, fuck that bitch.
I think perhaps I've shown the fuck that bitch side of me when perhaps on set I may be extra fierce to her.
Okay.
Simply because, you know, like I remember there was this once, right? She didn't want to wear this prop, right?
You made her wear garbage sack, is it?
No.
Okay.
She didn't want to wear this towel on her head.
Okay.
Because she felt it made her face look fat.
Okay.
But it was a scene where, you know, like in a bed, kind of like sleep over with a girlfriend thing.
Okay.
And I said, Aurelia, just wear the fucking thing, right? And I remember Ryan snapped at me in front of everyone and said, she don't want to wear, don't wear lah, you know, the sort of thing. And I was like, wow,
Oh, that must kind of suck lah.
And it's been many, many times of these sort of things where he will blatantly cite these people over me on shoots. Right? And the thing is, these people benefit a lot from this. You know? Like, we will go to like events or we will go out for like, I don't know, concerts, right? They will come along when, you know.
Meaning it's a couple thing and they'll come along.
Yeah. No, or it will become a group event.
Okay.
So that it can be me, that person that he fancies, and then some other friends to mask the whole situation.
Do you have any receipts of Ryan actually saying he fancies the girls? Or sleeping with the girls?
At the end of my marriage, I did have a chat with him to say you can come clean, right? He did mention a few names.
That he liked or?
That he liked, in his words, he had a crush on, right? And these are the people that I've suspected for a long time.
But that doesn't mean infidelity lah.
Yes, but he did say that one of them, one of these girls, pushed herself onto him.
And his penis accidentally fell into the vagina.
No, and he pushed her away. No, I mean, that was what he told me.
Okay.
Right? And this is one of the girls who were also in the expose about me, saying that I caused her mental trauma. Yeah.
Samantha?
Michelle.
Oh.
Michelle was one of Ryan's best friends during that time.
Okay.
And she's the one that, like, at night, asked him to pick her up, kind of. And he did say in that text to me that there's this time she pushed herself on me and well, whatever.
You have that text?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And he also said he has a crush on a few more other girls. But it was just crushes.
I have to ask this. Samantha, one of the girls, why you call her fuckface?
Okay, Samantha, right, was his favorite contestant in Knockout. Okay? And he even made me have dinner with her once. Which I thought is like, for fuck, you ask me to go and have dinner. No, like, you always ask me to make friends with these people so that we can grow up as a group.
Right.
But, like, at a certain point, I know what you're trying to do. Michelle is one of them, right? He also says, Aurelia is definitely a long one. I also have a text, him telling me that Isabel is not Aurelia number 2, okay? And, I don't know, just, yeah, like that all. That's my life, actually.
Then you just tolerate all of this?
I tolerate all of this because I think I'm very proud that we are the golden couple and our image is so. And I always thought, like, because our channel was called Ryan Sylvia, right? I needed to keep this entity strong and whole. So yeah, I cheated to the audience for many years.
So, how was your sex life?
I knew you were going to ask this question.
You do? Okay, answer lah.
our sex life is not great.
Okay. But there's still sex lah.
This is something that's not many people know. I think only maybe 1 or 2 friends really know about this. And these friends thankfully have not been part of the expose on me. But the fact is, it is not great. It's not great. And he has always, how to say, he has always rejected my advances. Yeah.
Oh.
And his reason is always like, I don't know, like, you're too fierce, I cannot, I'm tired. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess this is the question, that multi-million-dollar question that everyone wants to know lah. Were you cheating on him?
So this is the thing, right? I'm born in a very traditional family, right? And my mom has really always said, I cannot do these kind of things. Okay? So if there's one thing that I can be very, very proud of, is all throughout these 10 years, I've never cheated on him a single time. And I think that this cheating issue has always come up whenever we argue. I will always, in a way, use it against him and say how many times you do it, and I never will.
How did it become twisted such that now the public thinks that you are the one who cheated on him and he has always been this faithful, perfect husband? Even in the divorce video, right? Yeah.
I think I told you we argue about this all the damn time, right? And even in the divorce video, I did threaten him once. I said, you want me to say all this, is it? You want? And he said, you say lah. You dare, you say lah. And he knows I will never dare to say it one.
Because you're scared that he'll commit suicide?
Because he will commit suicide. I will admit to everybody that I was lying to everybody all this time by pretending that we are a very happy couple. Like, to me, it feels like
cheating the audience.
Yeah. Really, I feel like...
Well, I mean, who wants to tell the whole world, like, my marriage is not working out? You get what I mean? And after a while, it's just so hard.
Okay.
So why is it that people said that you cheated then? The whole sucking dick part, like, when did that happen?
The sucking dick part, I think like the whole marriage was never intimate already, right? And then we were separated, right?
Legally separated already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Separated,
Okay,
right?
but not divorced yet.
Not divorced yet.
Okay, that's why you said in the text that you're still married.
But the fact of the matter is, we're already not hanging out together.
You stayed in the same house though.
Yes. Right, but we are strangers. He has his life, I have my life. And the fact is, I was so anal, right, to keep to my ethics at the time, right? I really like this guy, but I keep telling him, April, please wait for me till April.
When it's official. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you break tahan lah. But
No, babe. I was trying. This is actually quite funny.
you were happy thinking of the big juicy dick. Okay.
I'm gonna get into trouble for this.
I will not ask who it is because I know Sylvia won't say. Okay.
Yes. But
Okay.
yeah. One of the exposés say that, I was supposed to do a chili business and then I cheated and lied and whatnot, right? That was because at the time, Edmund quit his job. I was doing BD for Food King always, right? And finding opportunities for like new ways to make money for the brand, right? I think if you do business, you will know, right? A lot of these kind of things, right? Is you try to plan, you do, right? And then you still have to think, is it going to make sense and is it going to take off?
Of course,
right?
yeah.
So during that time, obviously, like we try. Then after that, we realized it's just not very feasible because it's in the middle of COVID. And like the idea is a bit like basic, So it ended, right? But obviously, like, I think to him, it felt like, he did a lot of work and I didn't want to pay him.
Okay.
But the fact of life is like I've never used that logo anywhere else.
The chili thing just didn't work out at all, right? It's not like you launched your own chili brand.
No, I
without him.
didn't.
Okay.
Like the whole plan just did not happen, and
Okay.
we did not use any assets that anybody came up with.
Okay.
But
But
the
he
story,
feels that he should be paid for it.
yes, right. But the
Okay.
story was like, I owe him money for doing that.
Oh. And then you can't have a fallout with him lah. It's very scary. I think that like, everybody who's watching this can kind of like empathize on how scary it is if people around you whom you have always trusted are going to post private conversations. I think not as an excuse for whatever you're being accused of, okay? For being a nasty bitch or like whatever, you know, I would say very few people deserve that to live with that kind of fear. Not just having your most private inner thoughts that you never meant to hurt people come out in the open and implicate people, and then it affects your relationship with so many people, and then at the same time living with this fear that more could come out at any time.
Yes.
It is really, really horrifying.
It's horrifying. It's horrifying because, you know, how to say, it's not your best, right? But it's a bitching thing.
Yeah, sometimes
friends,
people just rant lah,
right?
Like, in a private setting.
And you will always know that even if you fall out with somebody you really hate, right? You really won't share these things, right? Because you know how important it is.
Most of the
for
time, I
other
feel
person.
that it's like I won't share it because I know that person wouldn't share it because he also knows I can share about him. So why you want to like pump each other, right? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just now you did mention that like Ryan didn't want to have sex with you because you're too fierce, right? I mean, I guess now the public image of you is that you are this scary, angry, hateful bitch, right? Do you feel on your part that it is kind of your fault? Like, do you bring that persona home with you, that work persona home with you, so that in the end Ryan is unattracted to you? Do you feel that some part of it is your fault?
Okay, I'm going to say something that is not apologetic at all, but people hate me already anyway. So, last time I always thought that it was my fault. I think for the longest time I've always blamed myself. Like I wasn't enough. If I'm sweet enough, this wouldn't be happening to me. If I was, you know, kind enough, or he has always, how to say, subtly suggest that I could be better in a lot of ways. And after many years, right, you start to believe that you're a very small person. You're very like less. You're just less, you know, less chill, less kind, less good, less everything, right? So I think at that time when I'm married to him, I've always felt that. And every time if he rejects me or anything, I'll feel like, yeah, it's really because I am not as like sweet as her lah. So like,
I fucking all my hair stands now.
you know,
I can imagine kind of impact on somebody's self-esteem, especially when you're working with so many pretty girls all the time who are so young, so sweet, so nice. They never have to be bitches, right? They can always act cute on set, do their best. But you have to look sweet because you are there to, you know, ask people to hurry up or whatnot, right?
No, it's true. And like, you know, throughout our marriage, I've never asked Ryan to buy anything for me. You know, because I'm quite a frugal person, and I told you I come from a village, right? Like, I've never asked you to buy anything branded for me. I've never spent like money or whatever, right? I just only know how to make money, right? I'm like this like
useful, good wife,
right? I'm like this like workhorse like that. I just work, and then like, you know, fill up the, you know,
piggy bank,
the bank, right? And then, you know, it hurts that like he spends the money and then, you know, he'll spend it with
on
his
like
friends, you know.
Does he buy them stuff?
I'm not sure he buys them stuff, right? But they obviously hang out a lot and
pay for holidays.
Yeah. I mean, yes, he do expense paid holidays before, right, for his friends. So yeah.
Okay. Is it true that certain KOLs are left out of the deck?
Okay, so for this one, okay, if you know NOC, we are like a hub, a one-stop shop. I think in NOC we have like 5 or 7 kits. Okay?
Media kits that you send to clients. Just to clarify, so it is like, let's say I am a brand, Unilever, right? I want to get KOLs to participate in the shampoo campaign. So I come to Sylvia, I say, which KOLs do you recommend? I want big, nice, flowy hair. So then you send me a deck full of girls with long hair. Right? And this is the deck that the girls are talking about that they feel upset that they are not included in.
Correct. So the different thing in NOC is, right, we don't even send you that deck of KOLs immediately. We send you the all we have one. Because in case you don't want a KOL shoot, in case what you really wanted is you actually have a budget or something
for a live stream maybe.
Correct.
Okay.
Right? So we send them a generic deck that has like basically like the most varied, every all-in-one, but simplified one.
Okay.
Right? And we tend to put the bigger names, the more prominent names, or show a bigger variety in this deck. And
but some people are not in it.
Of course.
Well, what's this deck that they're talking about then? That they're not included?
The generic one.
Oh. But it's normal that certain people are not in it.
It's a generic deck to just show like if the KOL deck is really 40 pages, and I send a general inquiry, you want me to send them like 40 pages times 5 decks?
Right.
Or are you going to do a summary deck?
So it's not that you're deliberately trying to uninclude some people.
Yeah.
Okay. One other question is about this whole workplace abuse, right? People have tied it to your mental health campaign, right? So I've the general consensus of the people that I've asked regarding this whole saga is that, okay, it's alright to be a bitch at work, but it's not alright that you are the ambassador for mental health, for female empowerment, but you're not doing according to what you preach, which makes you a hypocrite. What do you have to say about that?
So the thing is, right, I think I advocate for all these things, not because I'm the best at it. Really. I advocate for mental health, I advocate for views, and I advocate for female empowerment because when I attend all these panels and participate in panels, I learn more and more so that in a way, it's my chance to learn to become better, to be hanging out with all these people who can teach me to be better. You know, it doesn't mean that because I'm perfect or the perfect boss, so I advocate for something. I do it so that I can become better.
But would you say that it's true that let's say you advocate to ask people to be more kind, but you yourself are not kind, then that makes you a hypocrite?
I don't think that I'm a perfect person. And if a person, and unless you're perfect, then you can advocate for things, then I guess I'm not fit to advocate for anything in this life anymore.
Still in the way is perfect, I guess. Okay, I asked a difficult question. So you also mentioned that, in your interview with Chenny Fong, I thought you gave quite a good answer on why you are so fierce to your employees. So you said that everything is interlinked, and so if one person is late, then the whole production team, everyone gets implicated to do more work, and so you respect all of your employees' time. So whenever somebody fucks up, you will give them a piece of your mind so that everybody else can go home on time. But people have also pointed out that you yourself are often late for shoots, which makes you a bit of a hypocrite again. Because how can you scold people for being incompetent when you yourself are not responsible? What do you have to say about that?
I think for that, right, it's a very clear case of me and being unable to do that at the start of my career, right? I just really didn't have the best punctuality, right? And it's something that I admit, right? And it's something that I admit, and it's something that I've learned that it really negatively affects people. Yes, I have been late, right? And I've tried to be better, right? And nowadays I'm not late. So, yeah.
Okay, I guess that answers the question. Let's talk about some more of the allegations that have surfaced in the blog post Is it true that you misappropriated funds? Okay, according to sgcickenrice, we have been using NOC's funds to pay for personal expenses such as your rent payment of the shophouse that you're living in with your brother, and some other bills and these personal expenses allegedly amounted close to 80k. Yep. Is it true?
I am very happy to answer this for you, okay? Because I think when we have rented that office, right, we have always marketed it as NOC's office. Even in Reno King, right, Ryan said himself, this is our third office, or whatever it is, right? And my team go to that office to work all the time, and they use the place to shoot all the time, So to suddenly spin the story and say that that's my personal abode and is not used as an office, right? I think that is really very far-fetched.
But you do stay there, right? So in a sense, then your house, shouldn't you be paying NOC a rental fee?
I would say that, how do I say? It's like, those Malaysian chefs, they stay upstairs, in those F&B, right? It's like that kind of vibe, right? Yeah.
So you don't think that there's anything wrong with that, even letting your brother stay in there as well?
I think that's the thing, right? If I don't let people shoot there, if you see a lot of our shoots, they're even shot in my bedroom, It wasn't like, this is my personal space, nobody can shoot here one. People have shot in my bedroom, they've seen the whole look, and I even planned the bedroom in a way that it is easy for shooting to happen, right?
So you basically live in a studio lah.
Yeah, I mean I am a workaholic and this is a great arrangement for me, right? So feel like it's very unfair to turn back and bite me and say...
Has Ryan ever disagreed with this from the start?
I don't think so.
Okay. And this has never been mentioned to you as a misappropriation of funds until recently when you saw the blog post?
Of course.
Is it true that you owe NOC a lot of money?
Okay, so that is the thing, right? That list, right, I checked. That is the list that we got the accountant to come up with when we decided to divorce. Because now, you know, we're no longer joint account kind of vibes, right? So I wanted like me and Ryan both, right, who have used this this company account for some private matters. I want both of us to return by end of the year.
Okay.
You know? So that things are clean moving
Have
forward.
you cleared yours?
I believe, I have cleared mine. And I was actually spending yesterday, right, to try to find it in the accounts to clear my name. But the finance manager, right?
What's her name again?
Xiaxue.
Xiaxue, okay.
She actually locked me out.
Can she do that?
She can. Alright, so the thing
Legally, can she do that?
I don't think she can.
Okay.
But I never had access to QuickBooks. I'm not an accountant. I don't know how to use it, right? But yesterday, I actually asked her assistant to give me the password because I'm desperate, right? So I need to go in and see where's that amount, right? So I can tell people I'm not a criminal. And then she texted me and said, if you want the access, okay, please email ryan@noc.com.sg.
Oh, okay.
And like tell them what details you need.
And did you?
I didn't. I told her that I'm actually a working CEO and by law, I should have access to all these things, even though I know throughout I haven't. But by right, can you give me, because like I'm accused and I might go to jail?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, now still don't have. And we're still fighting with Ryan. He's trying to appoint another accountant.
Xiaxue is still the accountant or no?
No, she resigned on the day that the article came out.
Which article?
The
expose on the blog. Is she supposed to be revealing this information? Isn't it private and confidential company information, right?
So,
but she knows that you have no money, going to sue her for it now. Is it?
You know what? I don't even know at this point, right? What is legal, what is not, what is illegal anymore? Because I think a finance accountant's job is to keep the books in order, is to keep the books confidential. Because it's such sensitive information, right? If every accountant review, like I grab, I go and tell everybody, I grab this month, earn how much. Then what is this accounting industry for?
Right.
And people thinking that it's supposed to be leaked out like this one.
Yeah, it's true. It never occurred to me. So one of the things that a lot of people have been talking about is how you kind of like, after the divorce, didn't let Ryan see Porky, your dog. What do you have to say about that?
If you're looking at me thinking that I'm going to be apologetic for this, I'm going to tell you the truth, okay? I've dogs all my life, okay? Porky is the most precious thing in my life. Porky is my number one person in my life, right? And the fact of life is, I bathe the dog. I feed the dog. I take care of the dog. The dog sticks to me, right? Ryan has seldom walked the dog. Ryan leaves the maid to take care of Porky. Okay? And I'm not sure if people can see, but when Porky was with Ryan, right? Her fur is bad. She was brown. Like her face was brown, her eyes was brown, her paws was brown. Is that what a good pet owner does?
But is it true that you didn't let him see Porky? Because it sounds like Porky is with him sometimes.
Okay, I'm going to tell you another thing also. Porky's number one fear, right, is she's terrified of other dogs. Right? Why did Ryan buy another dog when he knows Porky is afraid of another dog?
Maybe because he didn't think that Porky would be living with him?
We were supposed to be sharing custody, right?
Okay.
Then why did he buy that dog? Did he tell you how was Porky's behavior when they were put in the same room together? Did he tell you that Porky was drooling and like just trembling and scratching the door and just being so stressed. She kept walking into the toilet and then coming out and then going down to scratch the door, and then she was salivating like crazy. Did he say that?
Well, how do you know all of these things that was happening at his place?
Because I brought Porky over to meet Mantou.
Mantou
Right?
is his new dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Right? And that was the behavior, right? So why would I allow my baby to stay in a place that terrifies her so much? I do believe that I'm the one who takes the best care of her. And the fact is, if he wants to come over and meet the dog, right? It's an office and he has a password, right? He didn't come, what? No, if you claim to love this dog so much.
Has he ever requested that from you and you said no?
I think he did request that Porky sometimes stays over, but I already said I'm not going to let it happen when the other dog is there. Right? You know, then sometimes you have to be truthful over certain things. Right? It doesn't mean you take the most IG photos with the dog, you take care of the dog. It just means you take the most IG photos with my dog.
Right. Well, it seems that, like, you know, speaking of like the accusations, like in the Zoom video, when Ryan and the rest of the employees were talking to you about, you know, how badly NOC is being run by you, right? You were looking extremely like kiampa lah, no other word for it. Then you were not interested looking at your phone. What was going on with that? Were you not interested in your...
Xiaxue, I want you to know that, right? Ryan has a habit of illegally recording people. And he has threatened me before that he will release recordings of me. You know, like, so that I keep myself in check and never really goes against him. I have receipts that he says he has recordings of me. I'm not saying that my behavior is the best. But I'm saying that he knows me well enough to say things that will make me very pissed off. Then, you know, then it comes back to you that, okay, so, you know, in the team meeting, you know, every team went through their stuff, right? And then they are fine, right? Where's all the other team meetings recording? I mean, if you recorded the whole thing, right? Where's my recording that shows how I give feedback for the other teams? They were doing okay. I'm saying that the recording that they just pick the worst part, the angriest part.
From what I conclude from what you're saying, this has been planned from the start.
I agree. I think so.
Okay.
No, I 100% believe that it has been planned. That they planned.
When was this? When was that Zoom
This
meeting?
was around August.
August. So how many months ago is that? Like 2-3 months ago?
Last year, August.
Last year, August. Wow. Okay, this is fresh information. Okay. So last year, August, you were being secretly recorded. You didn't know.
I didn't know.
That's why you didn't put makeup, right? Otherwise, you will look nicer.
Yes.
Yeah. So you didn't know that you were being recorded.
Yeah.
And for all these months, that this is the choice footage that they chose to present of you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it true that you don't have a HR department and that, you know, you don't care about the welfare of your staff, and that when feedback was given to you, you just ignored? And is the HR person packing Porky mask?
Okay. So that's the thing, right? Xiaxue was the finance/HR person in the company, right? I don't know her that well. She's closer to Ryan. Okay. And even when she was working in NOC, right, and Reno King became its separate entity, she worked for Ryan behind my back, you know, like working in 2 companies at one time. So she was a HR person in that sense, right? And when I took over the operation, I know what she do, you know? But what happened was that when I came and looked at operations, I felt that it was badly done. So last August, around then, right, when I was so angsty and that thing was recorded, I actually went to a HR consultancy and said that I need help. I think my company needs to revamp its HR. It's a bad. Right? So what happened was that the HR company, ever since then, right, we got the grant, and now she is working in NOC and has been working for some time as a third-party consultant, right, to improve our workflow.
Okay.
Right? And that has been done.
So basically, when people tell you HR is not good, you did hire somebody and try to solve the problem.
Of course I did.
Let's move on to your brother lah. Is it true that you paid your brother a fake salary to get his PR status?
But the thing is, he has always worked in NOC. Okay?
What is his job scope actually?
So he has always been a talent since day one. Our very first video, right? He was the actor with me. You know, he has always been a talent, right? And for a period of time, he was also the props manager, producer, right? And what he does is he cleans up the, you know, the props and iron the prop, comb the wig.
A bit like a runner.
Yeah, a bit like a runner. Then like, equipment spoil, he'll go to send them for, he has done that all for a long time. In addition to his talent job, right? So, no, like,
The blog post says that he's not seen anywhere doing any work.
okay, so that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
We have two officers now, right? And the thing is, Ryan has always hated my brother, right? Has, you know, like openly call him very rude names, right? So obviously when I have the Niven office, right, I don't think it's wrong for me to say that you come here and work, you know? Like stay away from like the other people.
But he's still doing NOC work.
Of course he's still doing work, right? Like
What do you say to people who say that you're just saying this as an excuse so that you don't go to jail?
okay, which I actually will tell you, right? Then check the bank statements, right? Did we pay him? Okay. Did we lie and cheat the government of, you know, money that we're supposed to pay him and we didn't? You know, like they're saying that he's a phantom worker and all that fake shit, right? Then you have to show that I was not correct with my books, but I believe, okay, and I know that our accounting is always done right because you know why? He's actually working, so why are we not paying him?
Okay.
You know? And it hurts because even when it was COVID that time, and he went back to Malaysia, right? And then the stupid MCO happened, right? And then he couldn't come back, right? He still had talent jobs, you know? And he did it in Malaysia, you know? Like, he has always been working, what?
My question is, if the people behind this campaign, why would they come out and say something like that? Because maybe they feel that you cannot prove it. Or they...
I think they're just trying to say that I side my brother.
Okay.
Right? I think that's a very easy way to claim that I was being unfair, right?
What about accusations of nepotism then? That like your brother is only working at NOC because of you like wanting to give him PR status?
So shit, like this has to be proven one, you know? Is it after I become famous, right? Then Sikin appeared? No. He was in NOC since day one, before all these other talents were even here.
Okay, fair enough.
Right?
Yeah.
When we were not famous, he was acting for us, right? When we went viral with that stupid boyfriend video, right? He slapped himself how many times to be a joke in the video? He has always been here since day one, so why is all the eyes on him? What has he done? If there's no him acting as a free actor from the start, if there's no him doing all the shit jobs at the start when we had nothing, would we be here? Is it wrong I pay him a salary now?
Okay. No, I agree with you, and I think that it's a particularly touchy topic for you because now your family is being thrown into the spotlight.
There's so many times when Brian has said it's stupid idiot brother, you know? And things that are very, very just like really rude and put him down. No, this is very hurtful.
Sometimes when people kind of accuse you of a negative, it's very hard to prove. So we move on to the very interesting topic of the sex barter trade, right? So there has been an accusation, for those of you who don't know, that Sylvia has tried to sell her NOC talents to a potential logistics company to get free logistics for NOC, and then the talent actually slept with the client and then gave NOCs. I see that you're laughing about this. Okay, to get free services for NOC. Okay, so what happened with that?
Yeah, I mean, okay, I laugh because right, trade, right? We all know trade must have
give and take
yeah, right?
I give you something, you give me something
Yes, right. Like what has said accused logistic company said, we make videos to post online. I'm not a retail company.
Okay.
right? I don't have goods.
Porky mask?
Porky mask was with Shopee and Shopee covered that logistic,
Okay.
right? Like, what is the trick?
Selling merch? I don't know. Okay.
Like, I have a lot of letters to send, or no, I'm laughing because like I think they're just really going overboard here.
Okay.
You know, like what can he send? What has he sent for me? Right? And I can tell you that I know a few logistic bosses, right? I've never asked them to send anything for me at all. And also,
So there was no barter trade.
there was no barter and there was no trade.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And okay, I'm sorry for laughing because this is a very serious accusation.
Okay,
But I want
it
to
is
say
that.
that what is wrong? Okay? If you introduce girlfriends to really rich guys.
No, it's really nice. It's really nice.
No, I mean like really like
Yeah.
it's literally like a group of us, like 3 girls, right? And then they have like 3 guys on their side, and then maybe one other girl who is one guy's girlfriend or something like that, right? And I've never met these people before. It was really like, hey, wanna go hang out?
Okay,
my
so
friend's
this
house.
this logistics boss rich guy asked you if you want to go to a party.
Yes,
And you brought
at
your
his
talent.
rich friend's house.
Okay.
His richer friend's house.
Oh, okay,
Right.
okay. So you asked your female friends, who happen to also be NOC talents,
Yes.
to join you to go with the idea that these are rich eligible guys anyway. If you can kill them, good for you.
Yeah, right. what is
But
the-
talent A did sleep with somebody, according to the story that it was posted out that she did.
Okay,
she
so
herself
that's-
said that she did.
So the guy's house, right, is humongous. It's so humongous. Okay? Like whatever everybody was doing, by the end of the night, I was alone. I mean, I was in the kitchen drinking coconut juice. You know, so I was literally like in this humongous room, and God knows where is everybody, and who cares anyway, they're not children, right? And then after that, you can claim that, wow, you dating him, you can claim that you sleep with him, but did I see shit? I didn't see shit.
Neither did you arrow people to say, can you go and sleep with him so that he can benefit NOC in some way lah?
Yes,
Did you?
and like, why would you? No, like, why would anyone?
Well, I mean, according to the blog post, A thinks that she's not privy to this, that she was roped into this as a sort of unsuspecting prostitute.
Then I would also like to tell you, I have a screenshot, okay, of A telling me the night was fun.
In your opinion, why would she come up with this accusation that you only asked her to go to benefit NOC for some kind of barter trade?
I have no idea.
So the person that she slept with is the logistics guy, not the owner of the house, right?
I don't know who she slept with because, like I said, they are different people, and I was a fucking loser drinking coconut juice.
Okay.
No, like, you know, I'm just there.
When you read it, were you like,
No,
I'm
I was very horrified because like I didn't know, wow, you bring friends, meet other friends is ever a crime. Like this is a crime now. And it's even accused as a sex trade.
Okay, this is becoming a bit serious. So you're saying that the current update right now is that there are police investigations, right? You have lodged a police investigation against sgcickenrice, right? Or whoever is leaking information.
Yes, I've launched about 6 police reports.
Okay. And including magistrates' complaints as well.
Yes, I have gotten met with interviews with other government authorities, right? Is to check with whatever allegations that were given, right? So those are in process. I have cleared already some, right? So
Maybe you'll share with us what has been cleared and what is upcoming.
So I've cleared those with the trade.
They are supposed to investigate whether you are toxic boss, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean the workplace one, right? In the process of doing that already. Okay. And then I have upcoming one with MOM for my brother's case.
Okay.
And then what else? And then mainly is the magistrate complaint one where, to be very honest, I was hacked. Okay.
You were hacked.
I was hacked.
Your computer was hacked.
Yes, right around the start of the issue, the thing. You know where? So remember that Chicken Rice was posting, wow, she launched a police report. did you know that they post that up like within 20-30 minutes when I really launched a police report?
You launched it from your computer?
Yes. And they knew, you know.
No.
And they said, wow, now she has hired a lawyer. It was also like, I literally just received a lawyer letter.
This is freaking scary leh.
Yeah.
So at that point, you realized that your computer was hacked?
Yes. And then after that, I had a job, right? You know, and then I went to on the sea on a cruise, right? And that's when I suddenly thought, oh my god, let me see if, you know, anybody is logged into my email, right? And then I saw 2 accounts that were logged in that are Apple products, and I don't use those.
That's so scary.
Yes, and from then on, I put a CCTV, right? But ever since then, that's why I say like,
Where is this computer at?
I don't know, they're still finding out.
What do you mean? Your own computer在哪里?
My computer at home,
You put CCTV in your own house?
yeah, like outside the door there.
Who has access to your house?
Actually, a lot of people have access to my house because it is an office.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
But how would they have your password to your personal computer?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's the thing. That's why I say,
Does Ryan have your personal password?
yes.
Okay.
I'm the kind of idiot that use the same password for everything.
Wow, this is a lot of shitstorm for Sylvia to know that your computer is just like not even private anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my
okay.
computer has everything, you know. Like my whole life is there, client details, my work with ministries, everything.
People around me have been asking me how's Sylvia doing? Is she gonna commit suicide? You know, that has been the number one question. That's why I also got text you. I said, you know, do you have anyone around with you, giving you support and all that? That's the most important thing. Yeah. Maybe you want to answer that question also.
Actually, I really like this question because I think I'm in a very special place that no people have gone through where, I don't know, like people that you really, really trust are really betraying you very, very hard. And then you have people kicking you down when you are already down.
That part I understand.
And especially you have to know these people are people that I work my life for. You know, they got their career because they were part of this company. I really sat around and I questioned like, wow, what's my worth? Like, what did I work so hard for?
Totally, I feel you.
You know, and to have friends who used to, you know, always come to me for help, you know, always have been hiding behind me, you know, like asking for favors and things. Like now to know that they were hiding behind you all along just to stab you. You know, like, Xiaxue, I think, I don't know how you've been through this, but I think this is so hard.
It's a fucking shitty feeling, I tell you. Okay, so of all the friends who have ended relationships with me, some of them I feel I am pretty tantamount to their state of fame, and then they use that fame to attack me when I'm down.
Yes.
Right, and it's just like the worst feeling ever. Not to say that we want to toot our own horn lah, say that, you know, I made you famous lah. Of course, some part of it is also you lah. But I know that I have fucking tried my best to help your career. I have.
Yeah.
Right? Whether success or not, I don't know. But I did try, and I was a fucking idiot for trying. Because that caused you to hurt me even more. And it's a bit like stabbing yourself, you know? It's just like, come on, I was so fucking stupid. I was stabbing myself the whole time. And after that, I just tell myself, don't fucking make people famous. You don't know what kind of fucking monster they will turn into, and you don't know how they're gonna use it against you, right? So next time you want to do that, fucking think carefully first. Really.
Yeah, I mean, that like, I don't know, is like I can feel my finger become numb every time a new name comes up. I think that is the scary part because I always say I'm very strong one. You know, I always say like, never mind, shit happens, it's okay one. And I tell myself, today I won't cry one. Come Xiaxue show, cry for what? You know, go and show people that I don't give a fuck. You want to call me a bitch now? I am, right? But like, you really feel like, wow, your finger, like your whole body turns numb when you see it's her. You know, like, and you ask yourself, what have I done to her? You know, that is tough. But the good thing is, well, I always try to look at the bright side of life. I always say, never mind lah, then take it as like a flush, a spring clean, so that I can, walk out with, people who really love me and not are making use of me.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's what I tell myself also lah.
What else can you say?
Lah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. Then you really see the true disgusting nature of how terrible some humans can be. I think that, people, say what they want about me. Like, people always call me a bitch also. But I won't kick someone when they're down. Yeah. At most, I kick them until they fall down. Down already, I won't continue to jump me, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, it's tough lah.
Yeah, it is. But I do have good people around me.
There has been screenshots of you lecturing a girl, telling her not to be a slut.
Oh my god.
Xiang.
Oh my god, please, can I just send you the screenshot?
Okay.
Alright. So what happened was this happened in 2016.
Oh, that's a long time ago, man. Okay.
Right. And this is also one thing that really hurt me a lot, right? Because I think if you see the chat, you realize that she was asking me not to abandon her, thank you for teaching me all this. It wasn't like I'm screaming at you and you're like, no, don't scold me already. She was like, thank you, I know you care about me, that sort of vibe. And to see what you
被剪接啦.
you cut out the part that I'm scolding you. You didn't cut out the part where you were receptive. And say please do not abandon me, you can scold me, but don't abandon me, that sort of shit. Yes, I could have talked in a better tone for sure, right?
No, I thought it was fine. It was just a private conversation between you and her. And
Exactly.
I think
Private. Yes.
So it sounded like you were stern, but you wanted her to do better lah. So your intentions were pretty clear. It was not to, insult anyone or hurt anybody. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just one of the many that are very hurtful. And
Are you gonna say who?
I don't want to say who, simply because I was also need you to blank out if you want to show, right? Because she did say she has she wants me to keep it private because of some mental health issues, right? So
Then why she own self gonna expose this?
I want to review who also. Why you do this to me?
You always constantly scared people commit suicide. What the fuck?
Babe, I'm surrounded.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get that then. All right.
Yeah.
Why is it that the Thirsty Sisters Instagram and videos are gone?
The Sis Sisters is something that I did with Nina. Nina is Ryan's cousin, right? And she is getting a lot of shit from her family for even sticking by me. She has broken down. She's gonna hate me because she always act tough, but she's broken down many, many, many times already because of this. And the Thirsty Sisters is kind of like our baby. When this saga came out, there was a lot of hate on Thirsty Sisters. And I think it really, really broke our heart, and it really broke our producer's heart also. So he's a guy. And he's like, I'm so sad that why are they doing this to even a brand that's not even on NOC. And it's such a sacred brand to us, to me at the very least. So it means a lot lah. That's why he said, I'm going to private it because I cannot bear to see it getting attacked like this. So that happened, and then they made a news out of it as if it was whatever, but it was for sentimental reasons.
I also need to ask this one because everyone is asking it as well.
Can.
Sorry, are you crying and stuff? Then I
Go.
ask you a stupid question. There's a sex video of you doing a blowjob. So allegedly you doing your blowjob floating around.
Yeah.
You or not you?
Then I actually stare at it, and I watched it on repeat for 10 times or something.
On my face.
And I was like, is this even me? At this point in time, what is real and what is not anymore?
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
How do I say it?
She was addressing the camera. Surely you would know if you're being filmed.
No, I know that I have never done this sort of shit. Right? But in my head, I'm like, it really kind of looks like me.
It does leh.
And it really kind of sounds like me.
It does sound like you.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was bombarded with so many things, right?
Yeah.
And then I show people who are really close to me, it's like, it's not me, right? Then it's
okay.
okay, so it's not me. And then one of them said, because you know why? your boobs, wrong size. So I was like, okay, it's not me. It's really not me. Yeah, it's really not me.
Okay, I think I have kind of reached the end of my questions for you.
Yeah.
I hope that for everyone watching this, right, I hope that, you know, I have asked the questions that you guys are dying to find out answers to lah. Yeah. I tried to be very thorough lah, huh? Yeah. So I guess maybe as the last final question to Sylvia, you have kept quiet for such a long time. Why did you suddenly decide that, you know, you agree to this interview?
To be very honest, I told you my mom lives in a village, right? Right. This has gone on to Channel 8. So
Channel 8 was the turning point.
Yes, because that's all they watch in JB, you know, and like she's very, very badly affected.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Okay, that's terrible to hear.
Right. And I think one thing is at this point, right? I don't know if it's stupid or me or whatever, right? But like everything is out anyway, right? I think it's just more cathartic, or, you know, rather than anything that I want to achieve today. It's really, you know, if today is my last day of my career and I'm out, then so be it. But at least I'm given a chance to say something.
Okay, so I guess Sylvia, I wish you all the best. Yeah, it is going to be a tough journey from here on. But since you are down at the pits, really in the shit pit of all the shit pits, we can only go up from here.
Thank you for saying that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so we've come to the end of the video. Okay, and wow, I am just stupefied by what has just been revealed to me. I think when I came here with this interview with Sylvia, I really thought that she's going to just be very apologetic, you know, kind of try to PR her image back together. But it's just bombshell after bombshell. And I think one thing that really struck me is, you know, I have always thought that the campaign against her, or rather this whole thing that happened against her, right, is kind of like organic. Because what happened to me was organic. People just decided that they didn't like me, you know, after the election post. But I'm seriously starting to question that right now. Whether it is done very deliberately, with a long amount of planning by a certain group of people. I don't know the truth, okay? But I think the question that we have to ask ourselves is, Sylvia may be a bad guy. She's clearly not nice to people, and that is why this shit has happened to her. People are betraying her. But are the people who are behind this really any better than her? I'd love to know what you guys think. Please leave a comment, and remember to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so you get a notification every time new video comes out. Okay, and this has been a very long video. If you stayed throughout, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!